In today's video, we're going to be making a keto breakfast sandwich. We're going to be using 90-second bread. So let's go ahead and just get right into the video. Alright, so before we make our breakfast sandwich, we need to make the bread. We're going to be using a 90-second bread for this sandwich. So to start off, we're going to be putting in 3 tablespoons of almond flour to this ramekin. If you don't have a ramekin, coffee mug works just fine. If you cannot have almond flour, you can use 1 tablespoon of coconut flour to replace the almond flour. In today's recipe, we are using egg whites because I just happen to have them. You can also use 1 large regular egg. If the eggy taste bothers you, then I would recommend using egg whites. So to the bowl, go ahead and add 1/4 cup of egg whites. And this is optional, but I'm adding in half a teaspoon of sweetener. I always add in just a little bit of sweetener. It really helps with the flavor. Alright, and I'm adding in half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and I'm also adding in half a teaspoon of onion powder. I'm also adding in 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. And I almost forgot the pinch of salt. You're going to just mix it up until your batter is smooth, and then we are going to put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. You want your batter to look smooth like that, and then go ahead and tap it on the counter, get any air bubbles out, and then we will put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. Alright, so now the 90-second bread is done. We're heating up the skillet so we can toast it. Didn't come out quite perfect, but that is okay with me. So now you just tap it on the counter, get it out, and then now you can, let it cool down for a second, or you can just slice it right open. And depending on how thick you want it, you can get 2 to 3 pieces out of this. So if you don't want it too thick, then you could probably get 3 pieces out of it. So for this though, I'm making a breakfast sandwich. I'm just going to cut it into 2 and it'll be fine for me. And so you can toast these in the toaster, but I do recommend that if you have a minute to heat up a skillet and add some butter to it and toast it that way. I really think it helps with the flavor, so I highly recommend you do that instead of toasting it. Alright, so let's add just a little slice of some butter to the pan. Probably about a tablespoon or less, and we're just gonna butter the pan, and then we will throw in our 90-second bread into the pan, and we're gonna toast it that way, and it's gonna help with the flavor, and it's gonna give it a nice toast. Now feel free to use sausage or whatever you want, bacon. Today I'm using this Canadian bacon just because I happen to have it, so we're gonna be using that today. Plus they are the perfect size to fit onto the 90-second bread. They're actually the same exact size. So you're just going to throw them in the pan, just to cook them just for a minute or 2, and then they will be ready to put on your sandwich. Alright, and I'm just going to put some cheese down first so that when I put the bacon on there, it can kind of melt the cheese a little bit. And you can use any cheese that you want. I just happen to have this cheese today, and you can use cheddar cheese or whatever cheese you normally put. And then we're going to put the Canadian bacon on top, and I'm actually going to cook another piece because these pieces are kind of thin, so I'm just going to add another piece to it. Alright, so that is done. So now the only thing we have left to do is to cook the egg. So before we cook the egg, I'm just going to add a little bit more butter to the pan. Get that all melted. And you can do a folded egg, you can do whatever kind of egg that you want. So I'm going to make it a little bit runny on my sandwich. And that actually tastes really good with the 90-second bread. Give your egg a little crack of salt and a little crack of pepper. Alright, and it looks like our egg is done. So let's go ahead and put our egg on the sandwich, and then we'll be ready to go. There you go. That's a nice breakfast sandwich on a 90-second bread. Very easy. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and give the sandwich a taste. I did make the egg a little runny, so obviously if you don't like it like that, then you know, cook it a little bit longer. Here is the breakfast sandwich, and I'll just take a bite. That is good. So obviously you can make anything that you want with this. So with this 90-second bread, you can pretty much use that for any breakfast sandwich, burgers. You can use them as English muffins, toast it, have it with some jelly or something like that. So if you've never heard of 90-second bread, then give them a try. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next one.